Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Why We Love Horror Trivia. I'm John Maher, and that's Aaron Brooks. And hey, are you betting behind the scenes whether that thing is accurate? It's accurate. Aaron wrote, and he's hosting.
But yeah, I did write some of the questions tonight, and I also am going to be hosting this match between Never Sober, Sometimes Scary, and the Skeleton Crew. So I'm very excited. Have these teams played before?
I think they might have. I'm seeing nodding backstage.
Yeah, back in the original tournament, I believe they played. They had a good match. Yeah. I think it's going to be another good match tonight.
There's lots of, if you take Anthony out of the equation, lots of, heralding stuff here. All these people with many accolades. Again, if you take Anthony out of the equation.
Yeah, Anthony not included.
All right, so let's bring in that team that has the one great player on it. Luis Boos, Anthony Tisdall. It's Never Sober, so much great. Yeah, that is the former singles champion, Luis Boos. The former Just the Clips champion. The current Jeopardy champion. And Anthony. What's up, guys?
How you feel, Luis? Because are you sober at all?
Actually, I kind of sobered up a bit, but I ate a lot and now I'm really tired. So that's not great. I don't know. It was kind of mean, your intro to Anthony. I feel like introducing me as a great player is like, I don't know. That doesn't really seem right. But yeah, I think we played those guys. I don't remember who won or lost, but it was a fun time. This will be a fun time again, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty
high
sure
energy
tonight. That would be my guess. This should be interesting. I'm just going to try to help Luis and join and catch up a little bit, and then let's see how this goes.
Me too.
I mean, speaking of high energy, Jacob Cameron and Eric Ibarra Moreno. It's the Skeleton Crew, guys. How you doing?
Good.
Whoa, let's bring it down.
Whoa, pump the brakes.
See, you're giving us too many follow-up questions.
Take it easy, man.
Why are you good?
Eric,
How are you good?
Seems fair. The international players also very tired. I'm very tired, and it's not even that late over here. So, yeah, both of you are great players. So don't beat yourselves up. You beat us. You're the first team to beat us. Very first match. That was the result. Whoa. And I remember as it was yesterday because I work like that. My failures result much more than my wins, which kind of sucks. But you're great. I love you guys. You're fantastic. And I'm happy to play you again.
I think all great players feel that way. They have that in common. But today we're here to talk about 3 rounds of horror trivia in the teams division. First round's the whiteboard round. Both these teams drafted 4 custom categories, and Aaron and I wrote 8 one-point questions that were written in the order they were drafted. All the players are going to have 15 seconds to answer each question, putting their answers down on their whiteboards. After 15 seconds are up, I will call time. They'll put their pens down. I'll call them one at a time. They'll show their answer. They'll say their answer. If they get the answer right, that's a point. If they get it wrong, it's cool. You just got it wrong on the internet. It's all right. If you get all 8 questions right, there's a nice bonus question. And for the duration of the match, both teams, since it's a teams match, you get 4 repeats and a challenge. Any questions before we get started?
No.
Feels like a no. All right. Your first question in round number 1 comes in the Hannibal Lecter franchise. What former, but future at the time, Soviet country is Hannibal living in as a child at the start of Hannibal Rising?
You know, sometimes you can really tell if I wrote the question or if you wrote the question.
Yeah, see, I wanted to write former Soviet country because it is now.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Hannibal's old. He's an old dude, and then it wasn't even that. It was.
I'm just saying I would never write that sentence in my entire life. Like, that's a sentence I'll never write. Like,
I would, because if I didn't write the sentence like that, I would not be able to sleep. 5, 4.
I love the sentence, by the way. That's a second language English speaking.
It did not help me at all.
Let's start with Jacob. What do you got?
Bulgaria?
Not a former Soviet country.
It's okay, Jacob.
Anthony.
I don't know former Soviet countries. This is a dick way to ask the question. I just said Poland. I don't know.
Not a former Soviet country.
Well, then don't put it in questions. It's a fucking history lesson.
I don't know if I'm right. I say Hungary. I don't know.
Not a former Soviet country. Luis. Would you put Poland? Gee, you're from England. You're from Europe. Jesus.
Your
Lithuania.
neighbors
From
with these
Poland.
Come on.
Lithuania.
Oh boy!
Goddamn history geography lesson.
Why we love geography?
Why we love geography coming soon to the Why We Love Horror
yeah.
channel.
Question number
Me-
2.
No more
Me and
fucking
Luis,
time.
all American U.S. states.
Yeah, Child's Play. Who composed the
Oh,
score to
fuck both of you.
2019's Child's Play?
God damn it.
Quorum.
No, we're losing decorum immediately.
It was only 6 years ago, guys. Go ahead. Just refreshing your minds.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I ate
Pieces of
yesterday,
Me neither.
but I do.
See, we
Think I
should
know
just
this.
we should only ask about U.S. states.
I'm asking about all former Soviet,
You're gonna lie.
former Soviet socialist republics coming next time on Why We Love Horror.
I would have said Yugoslavia would have been.
Not a former Soviet country. What?
What are like 3?
Anthony,
I don't know. Did Dom Mancini do it as well? I don't fucking.
Eric,
Bear McCreary, which is a
Luis.
fake name.
I said Carter Burwell.
and Jacob.
Michael Giacchino.
One of you is right. Bear McCreary.
Oh shit!
Nice job, Eric.
Moving on to Carl Lamy Jr. What is Dr. Werdegast's medical specialty in The Black Cat? What type of doctor is he?
I saw this one.
I will take.
Sorry, my gray cat was trying to knock something off the table. Orlock.
That's what cats do.
Yes.
5,
Yeah, can't
4,
do that.
3, 2, and 1. We'll start with Eric
Psychology.
and Luis.
I said he's a surgeon.
Jacob
Taxidermy.
and Anthony.
Psychologist makes sense?
I'll take. He's a psychiatrist, but I'll take psychologist. Close enough.
Hey.
Thanks.
As a psychologist, I appreciate it. I'm not a doctor though. Your next question.
All right. 2-1. Going to question 4. John Carpenter. What is Carlton impaled by when the children make him throw himself off of the roof in Village of the Damned? This movie's not bad.
It's definitely got some really cool scenes. Like this one is like you're like they're not going to do that, are they? And then they do that.
It's not casted. It's not casted well.
It is not casted well at all. Yeah.
And I think if it was casted better, it'd probably be a better movie. 5, 4.
Casted is it's not a verb. So you can just say cast.
Yeah.
In case you don't know, I don't speak English.
That's a running gag. It's a running gag on Why We Love Horror now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here we go. Luis.
Oh, I said he's impaled by a fence.
All right. And Jacob.
Streetlight.
Anthony.
God damn.
Is it a cross?
And Eric.
I also said fence.
It is a broom.
Yeah,
it is
exactly.
not the. It is not the
Oh,
movie.
that's right.
It
Okay.
is not the movie Men. It is the movie Village of the Damned.
It is not
Yeah.
Ginger Snaps.
Yes.
They should have cast the paralyzed Christopher Reeve. It'd been a much better movie. Moving on to Kyle
Should have
Gallagher.
waited.
Who plays Elizabeth, Sky's manager and mom in Smile 2? Hey, that's 2 questions with parentheses in them for those keeping score at home.
Yeah. Which we are. I don't like this movie.
She knows.
I know it's garbage.
It's crazy that people like these movies.
I'm going to watch the next one because
It's a psyop.
they're a spectacle.
Yeah. Or Smile. The E is a 3.
Repeat the question, please.
First repeat for Never Sober, Somewhat Scary. Who plays Elizabeth, Sky's manager and mom in Smile 2?
Yeah, I think this director's a hack.
5, 4, get at us. 3, 2, 1.
Let's go on the channel and talk about it.
We're back over to Jacob.
Rosemary DeWitt.
Anthony.
Nope.
Eric.
I remember it being a very Catherine O'Hara looking person, but it's obviously not her.
And Luis.
Rosemary DeWitt.
Rosemary DeWitt is that lady. That is correct.
Yep.
Going back over to Aaron.
All right. Question number 6 in 2010s. A character named Reverend Zombie makes his second appearance in what 2010 sequel?
See, he makes his second appearance because he's in the first movie too. I cracked myself up.
Yes, that was funny. Funny things are funny.
Yes.
You
know who doesn't appreciate humor? My wife.
Or know who else doesn't appreciate humor? The writers of the Evil Bond movies. Good God.
I'm sure they thought it was funny.
Yeah, please watch those on Aaron Unwinds, though. I watch those for no reason.
I've seen the first one.
Yes. Well,
Anthony, what do you got?
I don't even know if this came out in the 2010s. I said The Devil's Rejects.
And Eric.
Well, in a similar direction, I went 3 from Hell.
And Luis.
I said Hatchet 3.
And Jacob.
Lords of Salem. I'm probably wrong.
Luis was extremely close, but it's Hatchet 2.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, the Hatchet.
He doesn't make it to Hatchet 3. It's
no, he doesn't, unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't want to see it anymore. Then.
In the Oscars, how is Keith Jennings, the photographer, killed in The Omen?
There we go.
Yeah.
Now we're cooking with gas.
I want a clean sweep, but I don't like Anthony's face. I don't think he's doing it.
No, this is too good of a movie for Anthony.
I've seen it, Dick.
No, but you probably didn't get it.
The Omen and the Furious.
It's the same as every goddamn recent release movie that came out over the past year.
Not the first Omen.
No,
But either, whatever. I can't help, actually. I'm sorry, Anthony.
Oh, no.
2, 1.
Pause.
Pens down. Eric, what do you got?
Decapitated by a glass pane.
Oh, crap.
Luis.
Yeah, didn't have it.
Jacob.
Run over by a car.
And Anthony.
Fire.
Eric I would have accepted decapitated, but he is decapitated by a pane of glass.
Like
yes.
half.
And the pane of glass goes through a window and everything breaks. It's so great.
Extra credit. All right, final question. Clearly no perfect rounds. Directors. Name a horror movie directed by Scott Beck and Brian Woods. These guys.
Both they both have to have directed it, not just one of them.
Scott Beck and Brian Woods. Name one of the movies they've directed. That's my cat.
That was a cat thing.
He likes to throw knives, particularly. Like his favorite thing. This cat is terrifying.
Not
5,
okay.
4, 3, 2, 1. All right. And now he's running from Abby. Luis.
Haunt.
All right. Jacob.
Wildcat. I'm wrong.
Yes, you are. Anthony.
I don't know who these people are.
Of course not. Eric.
I said The Ritual. I don't think that's right.
That the answers we would correct accepted are Haunt and Heretic.
I thought
yeah. Damn.
They did direct Heretic, yes. At the end of round 1, Barn Burner, 4-3 in favor of the Skeleton Crew. We're going to move on to round number 2, though. Round 2 is the wheel round. All 8 of those categories, those guys performed brilliantly and are on a wheel now. The team in the lead can choose the order of play. That means the Skeleton Crew decide if they want to go first or second. Whoever goes first, they'll spin that wheel. If they like what they get, they can take it. And they'll get 5 2-point questions in that category. They can also respin, and then they'll get 5 2-point questions in a different category. If they don't know the answer right away, you can ask for multiple choice. That'll make the question worth 1 point. You have 2 repeats of the options if you want on top of your repeats, because we love extending these episodes as long as they could possibly be. Say final answer because you guys are a team, but you can chat as much as you'd like. But if you give an incorrect answer at any time, look out because your opponent can steal. We'll bring in that wheel. Skeleton Crew, the categories you got today, you got the Hannibal Lecter franchise, the Child's Play franchise, produced by Carl Laemmle Jr., directed by John Carpenter. Kyle Gallner acted, the decade of the 2010s, movies that were nominated for Oscars, and directors as data. Would you like to spin first or defer?
Since
both
teams did so great, yeah, we defer.
Okay.
Anyway.
Never sober, someone scary. Here is your spin.
All right, Luis, we did do so great in that first round. So
Yeah.
keep that rolling.
It's a 1-point game.
And you get John Carpenter. Do you want to keep that or spin again?
I mean, we put it on, but how do you
We
feel?
did. It's been like 2 months since I've watched these. How do you feel? I mean, there's like 2 on here that I'm a little more on the worried side of, but
Yeah, you want to respin?
well, we certainly can. I mean, fuck it. We have 3 points, so
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
They're saying fuck it.
I don't want to get the body bags question
How
wrong.
rude.
And you might get the body bags question wrong because it's John
All
Carpenter.
right, sorry, let's see what happens. Oh, we tried.
All right.
All right.
I'll take these. Why not?
Sure. Hey,
There's no Scream movies.
You know what? I loaded these questions in, so here we go.
Wonderful. Also, I like Anthony celebrating. He's like, "Oh, it's closer than I thought." The furthest apart it could be after that round, if you got 0, was 4. So just saying.
When you get 3 points in one round, you think the other team's going to have a lot more.
That's fair enough. It's a defensive battle here.
Yeah.
Question number 1. I'm not going to ask if you're ready because it doesn't matter. You're getting it.
We're not.
The first scene of Vampires takes place in what United States state?
Huh. Great.
Former Yugoslavia.
In what former Soviet country?
We need to talk. Anthony, do you have any clue?
I think it's somewhere in like the Southwest. Like I know it's more deserty. So
Want to do multiple or?
yeah, let's go multiple
Okay.
because they might know.
Great.
Multiple.
All right. Your
There we
options
go.
are A, Texas, B, New Mexico, C, California, D, Nevada.
New Mexico sounds right for some reason.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was. I know at least. Yeah, let's just go. With
Yeah,
it.
let's go with it.
New Mexico, final answer.
That is correct for
Hey, you just went for it.
and a tie game.
Yes.
All right. Question number 2. How many years before The Ward was John Carpenter's previous horror film, Ghost of Mars, released?
9, right?
Dude, I couldn't tell you what year it is
Is
now.
Ghost of Mars 01 or 02? You got an idea?
Is it what? Oh, 1 or 2. I don't.
5.
I don't.
I just go ahead. 9 years, final answer.
Very quick to get to it and then almost didn't stick with it. That is correct for 2.
Good job, Louis.
2001 to 2010. That is correct.
Yeah.
There you
9 years. Question number 3. In Halloween, what is the profession of the first person Michael kills after escaping the mental hospital?
Is that the nurse? Oh no, she doesn't die. Sorry.
All right, so it's the original Halloween. I think he. Oh, no. Was he in the gas station like a mechanic?
4.
Oh, that might be. Want to do a repeat?
Yeah, repeat.
All right. First repeat, I believe. In Halloween, second repeat. What is the profession of the first person Michael kills in the public after escaping the mental hospital?
Yeah, because he gets like the jumper from him, right?
I know that happens in like the reboot, but I thought it happened in the first one too. So do you want to go for it? Or
Yeah, go for it.
Fuck it, mechanic, final answer.
That is correct for 2
Hey.
points.
Good
And
job.
it is the same. It is the same in both of them. So
Yeah.
good job. All right. Question number 4. How many times has John Carpenter cameoed in a John Carpenter directed horror movie?
Fuck.
Oh, shit. I am not sure.
I'll give you a
about
couple extra
this.
seconds because there's a few movies.
I mean, I know one
Yeah.
for sure. I don't think. Trying to think of the other ones. I honestly have no idea. Should we just go multiple and then pick a
Yeah.
number?
Let's.
All right.
Yeah.
4,
Multiple.
3. All right. Your options are A3, B4, C5, D6.
Okay, so I know of one. How many do we think we don't know?
A few of them, I would say. I was leaning in the middle, like between 4 and 5.
I was agreeing with that. I was
More on the 4 side.
Hey,
Yeah.
same here.
3.
4, final answer.
4 is incorrect.
Oh, shit.
Eric and Jacob for the 1 point steal. A3, B4, C5, D6.
Well,
The
we
usual
know it's
rule of
not-
thumb is to go with 5 since that was their other option.
Yeah, let's just go with that.
5.
Say C, final answer.
C5 is correct for
Oh, shit.
1 point.
Going with our other option when we have no fucking clue at all was quite a move.
And I think I listed them in the document, but I don't have it listed. So,
That's fine.
all right. 5th and final question.
This is what Anthony came for. Here he goes.
All right. In body bags,
Damn it.
the gas station segment takes place in what U.S. state?
Look at these US state questions.
A
How
second.
many state questions are there?
I wrote these, and you know what?
Oh,
If you have some complaints, my DMs are open.
I have so many complaints.
That's
Anthony.
fine. I
I'm
have
trying
to
to
write a
think,
lot of
because
number
I know-
questions as well.
I know she's in college. I'm trying to think of what college she goes to. I feel like for some reason it's in the Midwest, but I don't know. So she just go multiple and
Yeah.
hopefully multiple.
All right, your multiple choice options are A, California, B, Massachusetts, C, New Jersey, D, Illinois. What do you want me to have for the multiple choice options?
I'm gonna be real pissed if it is New Jersey, but I don't remember if that was it or not. Chicago Rutgers? Is it New Jersey?
I don't know this one.
I don't either. I feel like I have to go to New Jersey because then if it's right, I'm gonna be pissed. So New Jersey, final answer.
New Jersey is incorrect over to Jacob.
I feel better at least.
1 point steal. A, California, B, Massachusetts, C, New Jersey, D, Illinois.
My mind drifted to D. I don't know if that is even close to being
I was
right.
thinking like if she was in college, maybe she was in one of those eastern states ones, so maybe Massachusetts. Or isn't that also the closest one to New Jersey?
4.
Yeah,
That's my
let's
logic.
go
I
with
don't have an idea. B,
let's go
final
with
answer.
B, final answer.
That is incorrect. It takes place in Haddonfield, Illinois. It's a nod to Halloween.
Yeah, Anthony, I'm going to just say
sorry,
something.
you were on the right
You
track.
know how you know it isn't New Jersey? Because they're pumping their own gas.
Yeah.
Pumping their
That's
own
true.
gas.
I didn't even think about that. I was like, oh yeah, they're pumping their own gas. Shit.
All right. So that is the end of the John Carpenter questions written by me. U.S. states were involved.
Yeah.
So,
I
And
honestly,
gas
I
station winner
feel
won twice.
like Tony Durso should have been here for that.
Yeah.
He would have had a few choice words for you, Aaron.
yeah, Tony Grosso is too good for this league.
This is the Skeleton Crew's first pick. Here we go.
Sometimes writing is hard.
You get Hannibal Lecter. Do you want to keep that or spin again?
Yeah, I say we take it. We can do worse than this. Even
I
if
agree.
we don't know our former Soviet states and one's former and future. But
Where
that's
do you
not going to
see-
come up.
Where do you see how many Soviet state questions are in this?
What
Whatever.
future Soviet state?
Yeah. Past and
One's in
future.
former and future. Yeah.
All right, Hannibal Lecter. Let me. There we go. Your first question: who plays Dr. Frederick Chilton in the Hannibal franchise?
It's Anthony Held.
Yep.
Anthony Held, final answer.
That is correct.
Didn't we used to hang out with that person, Anthony?
We did. Every time we see his name, I'm like, oh.
Your second question: in Hannibal, while in Italy, what profession is Hannibal Lecter pretending to be?
He's a museum curator. That's the right word, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
you're
that's
awesome.
exactly right.
Museum curator, final answer. Oh, that's
I'm going to say that's incorrect. Chance for a 2-point steal.
He was kind of like a historian. Like he was telling people the history of it. Maybe like it wasn't like giving a tour necessarily, but he was giving speeches to people in it. So I would more say historian.
Yeah, then let's go with that.
I'll go historian. Final answer.
That's closer, but I was going to say it's still incorrect.
He's an art critic.
sure. Does he have a publication? Like he mentions a lot about curating stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, you can challenge if you like, and then we can look at
I never get the challenge here. Like I remember he talking about the museum and maybe,
yeah.
or maybe and we never challenged. So that's never happened before.
Yeah, what do we got to lose? Let's do it.
We have a clip and everything if you want to challenge. I have a clip I put in.
Yeah.
It's
It
great.
seems like they want to challenge.
All right,
Damn, he was ready for this shit.
we'll challenge. Hang on. After reviewing Hannibal, he has no job, but he is presenting himself to be an art historian going for a job in the library. So in a weird twist of events, we're going to give Never Sober, Somewhat Scary 2 points. His their answer is correct.
That's fine.
All right, moving on to the third question.
That's why I never challenge.
What weapon does Hannibal use to conduct his first kill in Hannibal Rising?
Isn't this the katana, Eric?
Oh, yeah. You.
The misogynistic fisherman.
Yeah. I was thinking that. Let's shoot for it. Why not?
The katana, final answer.
I don't know if it's a katana, but we have sword. We'll take it.
We're going to count. Yeah, I believe it was a katana.
It's a katana.
Please, not another challenge.
No, it's
You remember that shitty movie?
You do have.
I don't believe you would say katana if it was a katana.
No,
All right.
I've seen Hannibal Rising twice now, so
Oh, I'm sorry.
you're better man than me.
We
That's
really
all right.
apologize. Your fourth question. Who composed the score for Red Dragon?
That's Danny Elfman.
Yep.
Danny Elfman, final answer.
That's correct.
And in what U.S. state?
It better fucking be a state question.
Even better. In Manhunter, in what U.S. city is the first crime scene where Crawford brings Will to assist with forensics on the Tooth Fairy case?
Almost positive
This
it's
is
Atlanta,
Atlanta,
Georgia.
right?
Yeah,
Yep.
it's Atlanta. Atlanta, final answer.
That is correct. Careful, Eric.
See, I know my cities.
This is
Yeah,
not
my
the
states.
match where this is not the match where Multiplex is going to hire me for their writing team.
At the end of round 2, Skeleton Crew in the lead, 13-10. We're going to move on to round number 3, which is everyone's favorite round. It's the synopses round. Prior to the match, both sides chose 3 general horror synopses categories. There's a big pool of 6 synopses categories. Starting with the team that's trailing, they'll pick one of those 6 categories, and they'll get a 2-point question. Now, they'll also remove that category from the pool for the rest of play. They'll go through questions, getting a 2, a 3, and a 5-point question. Play goes back and forth whenever a team ties or takes the lead. You have 15 seconds to guess the movie being described after I finish describing it. Play ends when I've asked 6 questions or one team's mathematically unable to catch up. So we're going to go to Never Sober, Somewhat Scary. The categories you can choose from in round number 3, we got 1960s and earlier, the 2010s, the 2020s, horror comedies, sci-fi horror, and world horror. What would you like for a 2-pointer?
It's been a minute, I think, since we've been around 3. We get to collaborate, right?
Yes, all 3 questions.
I feel like we haven't done this in forever. What would you want?
For our 2, maybe something like 2020s.
Yeah, sure.
2020s for 2.
Yeah, why not?
Here we go. Arnie Cheyenne Johnson stabs and murders his landlord, claiming to be under demonic possession, while Ed and Lorraine Warren investigate the case to prove his innocence.
That's The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, right?
Yeah, I would think that's the one.
Yeah. The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points.
Stinky.
We're getting another one.
Supposedly the last one.
Please stop.
Hopefully.
And we're moving on to your 3-pointer because you're still behind by 1. So you can choose from 1960s and earlier, the 2010s, horror comedies, sci-fi horror, world horror. What would you like for a 3-pointer?
Want to do world horror?
Yeah,
or
I was
horror
going to say
comedies?
we probably want. I would say world now because a 5 might get real weird.
Yeah, okay.
I'm cool with world now. Yeah.
Yeah. World
Just
horror.
world horror, anything that is not United States, Europe, or Asian.
Could be
Everything
former Yugoslavia.
No, that's European. Again, as the only geographer here, I'm so fucking offended. World horror for 3 points. A mysterious device designed to provide its owner with eternal life resurfaces after 400 years, leaving a trail of destruction in its path. Name that movie.
Sounds familiar.
It does sound familiar, and I feel like I can like.
Thing is, want to keep a repeat for 5 or
3,
for this?
2.
We'll use 1. We have 2 left, right?
You have 2 left. Yep, that's your 3rd repeat.
Oh, yeah, we get 4.
A mysterious device designed to provide its owner with eternal life resurfaces after 400 years, leaving a trail of destruction in its path. Name that movie.
I think it's Kronos.
Oh, yes, that sounds right.
Yeah, Kronos. Final answer.
This is Kronos. That is correct.
Good job, man.
Finally, the 3-pointer I knew.
Cover my face.
I would have been pissed if I missed a gear with a
When you didn't know it at first, I was like, "Oh my god!"
I've seen Anthony answer questions about Kronos too. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I know. It just took a sec. It was like weird to see the synopsis of it.
Yeah, no. Sometimes those simple synopses are different.
We'll take world horror off the board.
All right.
We're going to go back over to. We're not back over. We're going to go over to.
Is that a 2-point game?
It is there. It had by 2 points currently, so this will tie it up. You guys can choose from 1960s and earlier, the 2010s, horror comedies, sci-fi horror. What would you like for a 2?
We'll take. What do you think they like? 2010s or horror comedies? Just to be mean.
Let's go with horror comedies.
Sure.
Aaron will read you your horror comedies 2-pointer. Here we go.
All right. For 2 points, after a family tragedy, 3 generations of the Dietz family return to Winter River. Lydia's life is turned upside down when her daughter Astrid accidentally opens a portal to the afterlife. Name that movie.
That's Beetlejuice, right?
Yep.
Beetlejuice, final answer.
That's correct for 2 points. Watch my video on this channel. It's a good rant.
Since we're tied and you have more questions, we'll stick with you. What would you guys like for a 3-pointer?
I say 2010s.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yes, 2010s, please.
2010s for 3. Here you go, Aaron.
For 3 points. A soon-to-be stepmom is snowed in with her fiance's 2 children at a remote holiday village when tensions begin to thaw between the three. Some strange and frightening events take place. Name that movie.
That's The Lodge.
Yep.
The Lodge, final answer.
That is correct for 3 points in the lead.
Finally, a 3-pointer. I know. It's a neon film.
Okay, we'll drop that down. And we'll ask Never Sober, Somewhat Scary to choose between 1960s and earlier or sci-fi horror. What would you like a 5-pointer in?
We're going sci-fi horror, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're good. I think that's the plan.
Yeah.
All right. Sci-fi horror for 5 points in the lead.
Here it is.
Here we go.
A couple in a troubled marriage locate a meteorite containing a mysterious creature. Their lives are turned upside down by this discovery, a source of both pleasure and destruction. I'm laughing because I've seen this.
Hold on. No. This isn't Color Out of Space, is it?
No, I mean, it's not a creature in there.
Yeah, that's the only reason I would
4, 3, 2.
repeat.
That's your final repeat. A couple in a troubled marriage locate a meteorite containing a mysterious creature. Their lives are turned upside down by this discovery, a source of both pleasure and destruction. Name that movie.
I mean, that would have been my guess as well because of the meteorite, but I don't think that's it. The wording would be different.
Yeah. I feel like this like something like I may have seen this before, but I don't know, but it sounds familiar, but
I got no clue either.
fuck it. We'll have to do it. So Color Out of Space, final answer.
And your winners, The Skeleton Crew. This is a little Spanish language movie called The Untamed. The
Wasn't getting
Untamed. It is batshit. I don't know if Eric's seen it, but
I've heard the
Just
name.
do world horror?
there could be sci-fi in.
Why are we doing
other
2 world
languages.
horror? Ridiculous. Fucking should have just been a state question.
Yeah, you got the Mexican question away from me. You deserve it.
That being said, we'll drop today's winners backstage. We'll talk to Luis and Anthony. Guys, a really close match. I mean, round 1 was nothing to write home about, but it got good after that. The match got good after that. So I'll say that. How you guys feeling?
I mean, I feel like, at least for me, round 1 was probably the worst I've ever played in this league. Except for maybe the Dylan match. But I mean, in the John Carpenter, you carried my ass, and now we lost on a fucking movie I've never heard about. So I don't know. It's Wednesday.
Yeah, it's fine. Round 1 was I've tied for my worst. No, I might have gotten 0 in round 1 before, so I've actually done better than my worst. So yay, John Carpenter was what it was. It's been a minute. We did okay. I just don't apparently know U.S. states as well as I thought I did. Because
And you got your opponents to challenge themselves into giving you points.
yes, that helps.
Yes.
Great, good for us. I don't even remember if there was a plot question in the John Carpenter questions in the end.
No.
We did ask what states they were in. That's plot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what?
Yeah, it was.
I'm trying.
I'm sure there's a lot of plot. But
I'll
no,
do better next time, which, won't be for a while for you guys.
Yeah, we got some time. But, I didn't know the 5, so it is what it is. And they played great. They did well in their handable.
Luis is here every week anyway. We see him all the time. So we'll see him soon.
That's what happens when you keep winning. You don't see me because I keep losing.
But we'll see you guys. You guys hang out. We'll see you in a little bit.
Enjoy your U.S. state.
Yeah, learn more about the Soviet republics, and we'll bring Jacob and Eric back in. Well, you guys are on your way back to reclaiming those titles. How you feeling?
Well, it was a Skeleton Crew special. Eric did the work, and I, the white friend, was like, I'm helping.
Diversity. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are
No,
the
they shouldn't.
United Colors of Benetton of Why We Love Horror.
Now I was gonna say they shouldn't beat themselves up for losing on a movie they didn't know. I often lose on movies I do know. So but I found some redemption tonight. I finally knew I threw in a 3-pointer, a back-to-back, even their 3-pointer. Like it's Kronos, of course, I'm Kronos, but that doesn't matter. We survived this one more than we won. Like that was the ugliest round one we played in a while, but that's fine. And then round two, usually when the works, except for that minor mistakes, we'll probably have to retire Hannibal franchise until I feel the need to watch those again. Because there's many franchises to go around. We don't want to overdo them like other franchises in the league. But yeah, they are over.
You can say Scream. It's fine. Say Scream. It's fine.
I was going to say they shall remain nameless for the sanity of the hosts, but it's already been said. So.
Aaron has nightmares of Ghostface all the time.
We do know who you guys are playing next. You guys are playing Chad and Kerry Webb. Hail Paymon. How you feel about that?
Oh, nice.
Okay. Well, I mean, the Webbs are great people. They're great competitors, so it's going to be a great match regardless. It's kind of a callback to the 3-way that we became #1 contenders in. So it's going to be a bit of a return to familiar territory, if you will.
And so we played Never Scary Somewhat Sober now for the second time, and now we do the Webbs. Play the Webbs, not do the Webbs. We don't do the,
sure.
We're not capable enough to do
Webbs. Will do each other.
Yeah, let's leave this where it is. We don't. This isn't the Movie Hero Network. We don't need to be weird. All right, we'll drop this.
Oh dear.
That being said, another great episode of Why We Love Horror Trivia. Aaron, put a bow on this for us.
Yeah, not my best night of question writing apparently. So sorry to the competitors there, but we do what we can do. This was a good match. I do think it's always interesting being behind the scenes and seeing round 3, where I do think the selection for Skeleton Crew was key. I'm curious if they reverse those, if they get that 3-pointer on comedies or not, because I do feel that 2010s comedies, once I, knowing Eric with his expertise in Neon, I felt like, it was similar to seeing Anthony get his Del Toro question. So, part of round 3 is luck, of course, but yeah, great match. I'm excited to see Skeleton Crew moving forward, and Never Sober, Sometimes Scary. Hopefully we can get some new teams in here and they can welcome one of those teams soon.
Yeah. If you want to play in this league, let us know. We'd love to join us. Stop lurking. Yeah. Join us. We know
comment, message one of us. It's easy.
Yeah, you could. If you made this far in the video, like, comment, subscribe, share. Go to the Facebook group. That's where we hang out. Even we have lurkers there too. They might be porn robots. I don't know, but they're lurking in that group. I don't know. They're there. You can also, if you want to feel so bold, you can go over to the Letterboxd thing we have and do that. You just watch movies, whatever. We have a show about that too. Schedule here though. Mondays versus. It's a show me and this Utah guy who isn't a Mormon do. It's weird. Nobody watches it. Tuesday, Why Liv Loves Horror. I'm baffled, but hey, she's living her best.
She's killing it. 2K.
She doesn't even put out an episode every week. Fucking lazy ass. Doesn't even do it whenever she wants to. She puts an episode out, and then thousands of people watch it. Aaron's show, burgeoning. It's doing good.
Couple people.
A couple people are stalwarts. Thursday, the Why We Love Horror Letterboxd Challenge watch along show. It's fun. And then Friday, Why We Love Horror Trivia. This usually does well. So cool. Hey, we'll see you next week. I'm John. That's Aaron for Jacob and Eric and Anthony and Luis. We love having you here. We'll see you next week.
Game over.
I'll fucking kill you!